Greetings to all. In January 2016, the church was invited to embrace the theme and vision, Scattered Together, highlighting the biblical mandate to go and make disciples of all people. What a joyous feeling it is when disciples return bringing in the sheaves as they gather to worship. In response to this call, some 600 souls were added to God's kingdom, or 60% of the goal for 2016. God be praised. Having traveled with the division leaders to Israel in February 2016 for the launch of Lord Transform Me, Pastor Scavala was totally immersed in the lectures, field trips, and additional insights, and upon his return, encouraged the Lord Transform Me initiatives, which was launched in November of last year. Thanks to Pastor Peter Joseph and the keen attention given to the Lord Transform Me initiative, 2017 will give evidence to this reality. Hence, the conference stands poised to witness in its first quarter 4 city campaigns, along with revivals in every island where there's a Seventh-day Adventist presence. Yes, scattering is a must, and together will be the result. Additionally, the church is called to total membership involvement, which admits that evangelism is not resident only in the evangelist or the Bible worker. Every member is called to be evangelism, from the mechanic to the massage therapist to the mortician and the mathematician. In Ministry Magazine, being evangelism is referred to as a lifestyle that is not reserved for gifted pulpiters. In John 4:35, Jesus declares, "But the fields are white and ready to harvest, but where are their reapers?" To this end, join the administration in a day of prayer and fasting on January 14th as we seek God's refreshing power, yes, to be drenched and soaked by the Holy Spirit. In 1906, Italian economist Vilfredo Pareto pronounced the Pareto principle, which espouses the fact that 20% of the people usually accomplish 80% of the work. By God's grace, systematic planning and education, the South Bahamas Conference will defy this statistic as we seek to involve every member at every level of the church in being evangelism. For example, this conference has a very active prison ministry headed by Pastor Leo Roll and supported by Sister Delrose Thompson, Dave Williams, and more recently, the women's ministries that are active on a weekly basis being evangelism at the correctional facility. The following gives a snapshot of what God has accomplished through the efforts of His people in the South Bahamas Conference in the period under review. The year began with a Lay Preachers Institute guided by the subset of Lord Transform Me and provided formal training for 55 laypersons in outreach ministry. From this effort, 2 initial crusades were held in the Family Islands with 5 laypersons dispersed to the islands. These persons, along with others, constitute a strong lay missionary movement that began in the conference. In an effort to realize total membership involvement, 3 of our departments held public campaigns. The Children and Adolescent Ministries Department realized 9 persons being baptized. The Health Ministries Department with Pastor Dudley Hosen realized 11 baptisms. The Youth Ministries Department launched out in Y10 with Pastors Black and Franklin reporting 30 baptisms. A combined district campaign was held with Pastor Asher Dane Duncan as the speaker, assisted by Pastor Carl Johnson and Craig Williams, which yielded 60 precious souls. In light of Hurricane Matthew, the conference's efforts and attention went into recovering mode, in particular, the island of North Andros and New Providence, where the greatest damage took place. Commendations to Pastor Craig Williams and the community service team for a job well done. Additionally, expressions of gratitude are extended to our division, union, and our sister conferences for the assistance rendered. The departments augmented the Be Evangelism mantra by engaging in the following activities. Pastor Leon Wellington, Vice President of IAD, challenged the lay business persons to make a difference in evangelism in 2017 and work Christ in their marketplaces. A steering committee was organized, chaired by Ian Green, and moving steadily towards the objective of a fully active elected team and meaningful ministry in 2017. Women's ministry came to a pinnacle event at the 2016 conclave with Dr. Hyvette Williams as the guest speaker. Her admonitions to the ladies was to move from seats to service. As such, Sister Jackie Gibson has taken up the challenge of the Back to Faith movement in 2017 as a part of the women's ministry's service. Coach Larry Green and his team hosted the first ever South Bahamas Conference Youth Congress under the theme Pass It On, and guest speaker Paco Edson Magwane, Assistant Youth Director of the General Conference, certainly brought the mission to the forefront in his charge to the youth to find themselves present in church in order to receive the baton of church leadership. Sister Joan Scavella challenged the children to express their vision of Jesus Changed Me in an art expo, which some 9 young people participated and drew expressions of the transforming power of Christ. In the area of education at Bahamas Academy, also referred to as our 50th church by our president, attention was given to the spiritual development of each student. Welcome to the team at the Academy was its new business manager, Mrs. Shandell Campbell. Given the reality that the work of education and redemption are one, the conference continues to support the Academy in every way, and significantly so financially to the tune of some $389,250. Lives continue to be transformed by His grace. Today, the leadership team of the Academy, led by Milton Lewis and the administration, can give God thanks for what has been accomplished under the banner of Christ, the Master Teacher. Northern Caribbean Union, our Union University, ministers to some 20 Bahamian students, which the Office of Education facilitates, as well as over 100 college students that attend UB and other overseas tertiary institutions, from Mexico to the U.S. to Europe, China, and beyond. Coach Nikita Thompson finds himself in a rebuilding program, both with men's ministry and publishing work. He has reassembled the Adventist Men's Choir, and they held their annual Men's Ministry Weekend and Christmas concert, Rise Up, O Men of God. Additionally, the publishing work is experiencing a glimmer of life under his leadership. Presently, 4 part-time workers and 1 prospective full-time worker are spreading the leaves of the gospel throughout the conference. Anthony Burroughs supports the concept that stewardship is a total lifestyle concept and is anchored in a relationship with Jesus. The effects of this message is paying dividends as reflected in the Treasurer's report and greater involvement of the total membership. Additionally, the department hosts every year the Public Officers and Civil Servants Service and added this year the Cure for the Common Life, guided by Dr. Stephanie Hutchinson. Coach Nathan LaCour continues to do an amazing job with health ministries, especially to the Family Islands. 8 Weeks to Wellness continues to grow from strength, and the best is yet to come. What can one say about Coach Barrington Brennan and the media team? Hurricane Matthew knocked them down, but not out. With the help of the team, Pastor Gordon and Elder Wiley, restoration took place. The Office of the Secretariat, headed by Coach Peter Joseph, is presently conducting a membership audit. This has already seen a reduction of the membership by 1,000, yet the evangelistic thrust has replaced those, and membership to date is over 20,000 members. Further adjustments will be made both to account accurately of our statistical records and tremendous growth. 2016 presented many challenges for the conference. The Lord once again proved that circumstances may alter human efforts, but never God's ability to provide. During the traditional lean months of the year, which fell during the visit of Hurricane Matthew, an increase was experienced. According to Coach Lewis, the year closed with an overall increase in tithe intake of 7.78% over the previous year and our UDF of 4.98%. Our UDF and the operational capital and liquidity give reasons for much rejoicing. A special thank you to the music department headed by Coach Wright, Personal Ministries with Pastor Joseph and Pastor Asher Dane Duncan, and the Sabbath School department headed by Coach Lyndon Williams. In conclusion, the conference has embarked on an ambitious project to construct a multi-purpose building to the honor and glory of God. It has been a cry for the constituency since 2000 when planning began. Leadership has heard your cry and seeks your support for this adventure in faith. Indeed, a place where the total membership will be equipped for fellowship, evangelism, discipleship, service, and stewardship. An Adventist facility the membership can call home to camp meetings, congress, conventions, and convocations. It's your place to meet, coaching members into their God-given potential. On behalf of Pastor Paul A. Scavella, his family, the administration, and worker family, heartfelt appreciation is expressed to every member for sustained faithfulness, prayerful support, and willingness to recognize human weakness in leadership, spiritual growth, and development. Feel free to know that the Office of the President is always available to the constituency. Your suggestions and insights are embraced, as together God's transforming power is sought to unite co-laborers together in His kingdom. Further, may you be reminded that in a few months the citizens of this country will be going to the polls to vote. It is a fact that there are many concerns. As a church, each member is encouraged to vote your conscience and live godly and peaceable lives with all people. Do not be distracted from the mission of the church. Rather, it provides an opportunity to share Christ in these tumultuous times. Stay focused. The church is called to be the refreshing to a parched world from the scorching heat of sin. If ever there was a time to be the refreshing, that time is now. Be blessed and a prosperous new year to all.